Welcome back to Second Arts, where we explore the world of furniture flipping and interior design on a budget. I'm Agnieszka, and today I'm super excited to share some tips with you on how you can transform your home without breaking the bank. I was lucky enough to get this dresser from one of my followers who found me through Instagram and asked if I would like to take it in and give it a well-deserved makeover. And honestly, I would be stupid if I said no to that, because this dresser has so much potential and its quality is made to last. But before I show you step by step how to transform this dresser, let's talk Scandinavian home design. Since I live in Sweden, I always try to keep the Scandinavian home design in the back of my mind when transforming my furniture. White and light grey are the predominant colors in Scandinavian design, as these tones create a bright and airy atmosphere, making the rooms appear larger and more open. And while the main color scheme is neutral, Scandinavian design often incorporates a pop of color to add some interest and personality to the home. This can be achieved through accessories like throw pillows, small decorative items or rugs, etc. But I like to challenge that and add color through furniture. And color green is the perfect to begin with. But why green, you may ask yourself? Well, color green is associated with outdoors and nature, and bringing the color into your home can create a sense of connection to nature, especially if you live in an urban environment. Besides, green is often considered a calming and restful color. It has a soothing effect on eyes and mind, making it an excellent choice for bedrooms, living rooms, or any space where you like to relax. But I'm curious, what color scheme dominates your home? Is it more vibrant, or maybe more neutral, or maybe something in between? Let me know in the comments. And now let's take a look at the dresser. Like I mentioned before, I got it for free from one of my followers who felt it was time to give this piece a well-deserved makeover. It's covered in thick petrol blue paint and has at least 5 layers of paint in total. The upper drawers are for some reason painted in bright yellow, but fortunately the lower ones are untouched. For this project, I had to bring out the big guns, aka Chemical Stripper. This product is designed to remove paint, varnish and other finishes. I applied a generous amount of the gel and spread it with an old paintbrush.
A few moments later.
As you can see, the paint started to lift after just a few minutes. The process of removing the paint can be quite messy, and I would recommend to wear gloves and old clothes you don't care about. And to remove the first layer of paint, I used an old spatula. To be honest with you, I have no idea what kind of paint this was, but if you might have any idea, please let me know in the comments. Now that the dresser is stripped, it looks a little spooky if you ask me, but that's where the Carbide Scraper comes to the rescue. This is honestly one of my favorite tools to remove paint and any residue from the Chemical Stripper. I have a regular one for the flat surfaces and a detailed one for small and curvy edges. These yellow drawers were making me crazy, so I started by removing the divider and sanded the rest of it. And if you think that you need fancy tools to restore furniture, you're wrong. To sand this dresser, I used my one and only Orbital sander. I got it for around $90 and use it 90% of the time, no matter if it's for flat surfaces or more curvy ones. And wherever the sander doesn't fit, I just sand by hand. Honestly, the difference between these drawers amazed me, so I quickly moved on to sand the rest of the dresser. And as always, I used 120 grit paper, which is neither too rough or too soft. Now that there was no paint left, I could finally see the wood grain and all the damages I had to take care of. But before I do that, I'm actually gonna prime the dresser first. After priming the dresser, it will be much easier for me to see all the scratches, no matter if it's just on the surface or if it's a big one. It's also important to use a shellac based primer. That way I will make sure the wood won't show through the paint later on, as it would look like a huge yellow stain. It's extra important when you use a light colored paint and the wood is dark or has yellow undertones. Besides, a good primer helps the paint to adhere properly. To fill in smaller imperfections, I used a regular wood spackle. The bigger holes need something stronger, and that's where Chemical Tree, aka Bondo, comes in handy. Bondo is a 2-part putty that hardens within minutes, so if you are gonna work with it, make sure to work in small sections.
One hour later.
Now that the wood filler has dried, it was time to smooth it out. Wood putty is pretty easy to sand by hand using 320 grit paper, but Bondo, it dries rock solid, so for this I use my sander. And last but not least, it was finally time to spray paint. The color I'm using is called Antique Green, which is a muted green color with cooler and more bluish undertones. Beautiful furniture deserves beautiful hardware. So of course I had to add these golden brass knobs that I got from Amazon, and that's how this dresser went from this to this and now this. There is no more dripping paint, the drawers work perfectly, and you can actually see the wood grain underneath the smooth paint. But let's see now, how could you style this dresser in reality? The dresser offers a lot of storage and is therefore perfect to have in bedroom or in the hallway. And I would recommend to keep the decoration simple, as the dresser itself should be in the center, so we don't want to overdo it. A small model lamp adds character but also functionality, especially during winter when the days are dark and you want the cozy vibe. And you can bring the nature inside by adding an indoor plant. And a mirror above the dresser will make the room appear larger and add dimension to the room. If you enjoyed this video, remember to subscribe to my channel and let me know in the comments how would you style this dresser in your home.